Discipleship has taken me so many different directions in life. It's taken me into the heart of God. It's taken me into the purpose of God. It's taken me to other countries to see multiplying disciple makers who are now serving Jesus among the nations. It's taken me into a focus of life in the way I live, in a way that I want to be very intentional and purposeful about sharing what God has given me with others and being part of the process that God is working in their life. I'm Rich. I've had the joy of following Jesus for 52 years now. I've been able to serve the Lord for 45 of those 52 years among international students. I served 25 of those years as the CEO of IFI. I'm now the global ambassador. I've also been a church planter. I've planted 2 churches, and I have continued to disciple international students for all 45 years. I've been privileged by the Lord to be able to see many lives changed over many years. I became a Christian in high school, and after becoming a Christian, I was all out for Jesus. I wanted to grow in Jesus, but I had no mentors. The fact was, nobody had discipled me. So I only had a vague idea, of what to do. And so that initiated saying, I need to find out, how do you make disciples? So I began to look for people who were making disciples. I found a man from India who was meeting with students and sharing life with them, and I followed him around. And that was my start of my journey. When I became a pastor, my goal was to make Christ known in my community, and I was very much involved in that, but I had no idea about unreached people. There was about 50% of the world lived in places where if every follower of Jesus was doing what I was doing, sharing with their friends, with their family, that they would never hear the good news of Jesus. God has more than one way of reaching people from the nations, and He's sending the nations to us in the form of international students. So as soon as I learned about that, I said, this is it, I'm gonna do it. I put my hand to the plow and have not looked back. I think of particular students that I've seen that have done amazing things, had amazing impact. I'll share with you one story of a guy who came here as fleeing the situation in Sudan. When we started in the discipleship process, he determined that what God was saying to him, that would mean for him to go back to the Sudan. He was successful in planting 9 churches among Muslims, starting 3 Christian schools, starting compassion ministries, just incredible impact, but it was the discipleship process that prepared him to do that. The big deal about discipleship is that it is God's method. I don't think there's anything better than following Jesus, including the way that He did His ministry. God has promised to be with us in this process. Why wouldn't we want to experience more of the Lord's presence, knowing that God would be willing to use me, and even in my inadequacies, that He still chooses to have me as part of His plan to make disciples of all nations? I feel fulfilled. I feel like I'm doing God's will.